Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my co-pilots. I have Green Bean, the Jets fan, with that amazing flag behind him. And I've got Matt O'Leary. How you boys doing tonight? Matt, I'll kick it to you first.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy day here on Long Island today. So shout out to all my Long Island people. Hope everyone's safe today. And very just excited to talk some New York Jets football after a little bit of a hectic day. That's all.
Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
I'm in a good place. I'm grateful that O'Leary and everybody he knows is okay out there. I hope everybody that you guys know is all right. I'm outside. I'm overlooking a small little foothill with a lake and trees, and I couldn't be in a better place right now. So I'm happy, man. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
And it is our night, boys and girls. Happy Green Day for all of you people out there that understand what that means. 420, my friends. And I have my little hemp infused seltzer right here. Kind of celebratory drink. Yeah. the Kalo there. All right. Let's see. What has gone on? Have we talked? I don't know if we've talked about much about the some of the rumors going around Jetsland. Let me see if I can pull it up. Green Bean, you know who I'm talking about right now. The dude on Jet Nation that's the what?
Jim. I don't know. Go on. I'm sorry.
Jim, I don't know. Let me see. I should have pulled this up beforehand. Bum. And I'm not going to find it right away. Rats. Whatever. I was looking. Oh, found it. Nope, that's free agency. Where the hell is the rumor mill? I had a whole rumor mill for... Oh, got it. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to go through a few mock drafts tonight. We're going to talk about what we think about those mock drafts. And we're going to give away a shirt. We're going to do a super secret shirt at the end of this stream. Hopefully it gets to you in time. We're getting kind of close to draft week, and it may not, so I apologize for that. But tonight, all you have to do is hang around the chat. Just hang out with us, talk with us. Nightbot is going to pick a few qualifying people throughout the night. So for you guys in here now, let's do this. Let's get someone winning before too many people get in here.
Yeah, the purists.
Let's see what Nightbot throws up at me. Come on, Nightbot.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, Nightbot.
Slow on the uptick tonight.
There you go, Joe S., right?
Joe S. Okay.
Joe S. Yeah, he's a regular.
He's had that pop in a few times. I wonder if this is weighted in some capacity. Let's see if there's... It's probably people that are consistently in here all the time, I would think. I see Joe S. in here all the time. I see a lot of people in here all the time, but I don't know why it always... I feel like that's the second time he's qualified. You know how you counteract that? We go for another choir right off the bat. So we'll do two.
Oh, yeah? Oh, there you go.
Gonna have fun with it tonight.
Now, which shirt is this? Is this a random stick your hand into the box kind of a thing?
Shh. Should I show the shirt? I haven't shown the shirt. I
No,
only
that'd be
actually some of
delightful.
the
Yeah.
members of the channel were part of a members only mock 2 weeks ago, I think, and I showed the shirt there, and they were like, "Oh man, oh man!" I see some people. All right. You guys want to see it? Let's see if I can pull it up real
Yeah.
quick. I'll find one. Did Nightbot drop a winner? Gitmo Bob is another.
Yeah.
person we're getting.
There you go. Gitmo Bob's all right, man.
Bob. Yeah, he's all right. We like Gitmo.
He can hang, right? I like that Gitmo Bob.
Let's see.
As long as it's not Ed Stewart, I'll be fine.
Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, it's getting a little hot. All right.
Yeah,
let's
you know.
See.
You know.
I got you. All right.
You know, Ryan, I was when you and Joe Blewett were doing your mock last night, I was like the police in there. Did anybody tell you?
I saw you. You were like a bouncer. I'm watching you beat people with the friggin' we got the company issue cattle prod. He's telling them to get out of the chat, you jerks.
It was crazy. We had racism.
it.
We had oh my, it was so much
horrible.
stuff. I was like, guys, I came in here to relax for a little while I set up my mock, and it was like I was working overtime. And then Jimmy let me off the hook.
I thoroughly encourage you to ban anyone that you see doing that. I don't need to deal with that stuff in the stream. We don't need to deal with it. This is fun.
Ah, right. That's what I try to tell everybody. I give them a one cent. Come on, just leave that shit out of here. Let's keep this as a place where we just hang. And it's like, fuck you. And I'm like, me? I'm just telling you. All right, goodbye.
What the heck did I do? All right,
Yeah.
here is the let's see. Bam, that's the shirt. I'll put it like over here. It's covering Green Bean up right now. So it's Wall
all
Street Wilson. Wall Street Wilson, we got the Wall Street Bets
I love
guy.
it.
All right, see? It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby
hopefully-
indeed. I like it.
Some people are going to end up getting this shirt that it clearly, whoops, we didn't pick them. Like maybe it's like, oh no, we took Fields. So I apologize if it's wrong, but I'm like, I think Vegas has this at like minus 5,000 or something like that. So it's basically a lock for Wilson coming to the Jets.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. I feel like everyone's really excited for like pick 23 and pick 34. Like we know what 2 is. I'm not I'm excited, but not as
they're going to be real surprised. It's going to be real surprising, man, when we trade out. I'm telling you, it's happening. I see it. I got a crystal ball. Depends on what happens.
Matthias is asking about an all gas no brake shirt. Dude, right there. Bob Salad, baby. Bob Salad.
There you go.
Ingredients. All gas.
We got an all gas shirt on my store. Check it out in my description if you
Yeah,
want.
but Brian, I don't want to be a downer, but I'm like I said before, I'm serious. Salad takes it personally. It's not all gas, no brakes, plural. It's brake.
It's brake.
He makes that a big deal. I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what?
Brake.
That's going to be a special limited edition shirt. There's an S on it. Someone doesn't like it.
Rookie cards. Like those rookie
Right,
cards
yeah.
with a blemish.
That's the Team
Misprints.
Rocket Charizard with the holographic background right there. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You don't even know. All right, let's see. Mike, I'll
Shirt's
throw
nice
your.
stuff.
Yeah, right. It's kind of cool.
It is.
I like the Wall Street Wilson stuff. I think that's. I think it's pretty sharp. Mike jumps in with a super chat. Mike says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. I'm in the Navy, so I can't always watch, but it's always nice to hear you guys talk about Jets football. Just want to show my appreciation. Keep up the good work." Michael, thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. This is like a nice therapy session. I know Matt and Greenbean always say it, but it's like just so nice. Just to come on here every Tuesday and just BS with a bunch of guys that like the Jets. Whether or not we stay on topic is another entirely different conversation.
Yeah, well, this one's my favorite because there's no stress. It's like we've all kind of grown comfortable even with the guys in the chat. There could be 900 people in here, and it's nice to be in this one. You know what I mean? I like
Yeah.
look forward to it. It's not like, oh shit, I got to go on a show today. It's like, no, it's just hanging. I love it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, not that I feel like it, like if I hop on anyone else's show that it's like, oh, it's like something I got to do. But it's this one I genuinely look forward to all the time. And we got some great people in the chat. I see Jets by Jimmy. Braden, you're over there. I saw Matt Curtis before. Bill, he sent me someone to bring on the podcast. There's a 49ers guy that kind of wants to talk a little bit, so maybe we'll throw him on. Belch. Sorry about that. So we were talking about grading some mock drafts. If you guys have any good questions or anything like that, feel free to just drop them in the chat. We'll go over it. We don't have too much structure. I feel like a lot of us are getting fatigued with like just what we could possibly be talking about. So I think grading the mock drafts that have come out recently would be a fun sort of thing to look at. Matt, do you happen to have the mock draft up?
Yes, I have Schrager's from today from NFL.com. So this came out this morning. Are we just doing the Jets or just running through the first round like he has?
Let's do this. Let's do. Why don't you tell us who the Jets' 2 picks are? I'll put them up on the screen so that way people know.
Okay.
I'll put mock draft number 1, and then. All right. So number 2 overall. Zach Wilson.
Big surprise, Zach Wilson out of BYU. He plays quarterback. Don't know if you ever heard of him.
He's taking a leap.
Now this is just first round, right?
Just first round, yes.
Okay, and then who do you have us taking at 23?
Cornerback Caleb Farley.
Oh man, this guy's been watching my channel.
Wait, who? Caleb Farley has?
Yeah, right.
All
right. So let's let me throw this up there. So that's what they had. They had Zach Wilson 2, Caleb Farley 23. So why don't you take us through the mock draft? Who went in some interesting spots, and then we'll kind of discuss our own picks.
Sure. So at pick 3, I don't know if you consider this interesting. I would, but Mac Jones is the pick at 3. I know this has been talked about a ton, but if the 49ers really gave up 2 draft picks to move up to get Mac Jones, I think that is criminal with Justin Fields sitting there at number 3. That would be, I wouldn't be able to justify that in my eyes. So that jumps out like crazy to me.
It does. I agree.
At pick 5.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mac Jones, it feels like I've heard a lot of people say Mac Jones. Then I've heard people say Trey Lance. And then I was talking to Blewett last night. He thinks it's going to be Fields should be the pick.
That's what I
think. Fields, I think, should be the pick. But then it begs the question, like, whoever the 49ers take, I want the 49ers to like who the Jets take. Like, I don't want it to be one of those, like, haha, we got our guys. They should get the second best quarterback for them because we're running the same offense.
Agree.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It shows, too, like, a lot of people like to create these categories, like these offensive coordinators or, offensive minds only can do something with this type of player. That's Adam Gase. A guy like Kyle Shanahan can absolutely be just as effective with Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones and Justin Fields. I think he's looking at the best possible athlete, quarterback, leader, all that sort of stuff. And that's why they traded up, man. Like Matt just said, I would be blown away. I really would if they traded up 3 first-round picks to get Mac Jones. I just don't. That doesn't compute to me. Yep. Although I do like him, I just don't like him that much. 3 firsts for Mac Jones doesn't make sense. So, but I think that a guy like Kyle Shanahan, if he thinks Justin Fields is the next, let's say, Lamar Jackson, he can absolutely make that work in his offense and in an excited manner. He's not stuck like people think he is with a certain type. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think when I look at Matt Ryan and I look at Jimmy Garoppolo, I do get the vibe of Mac Jones, sort of. Now, there's something to be argued, I think, for Mac. I'll try as best I can. He's on the best team in the country. There's a reason he was recruited over there. His predecessor was taken, 6th overall or whatever the Dolphins took Tua last year. So, it's right there. It's not like it's that crazy to think. The dude had an electric year. He had 2 less. If you think about Tua played with 4 first-round wide receivers in Ruggs. God, why am I having such a brain fart? Jerry Jeudy, Waddle, and Smith. And then this year, Mac Jones plays with 2. He's got Waddle and Smith. So maybe there's something to be said. And Waddle was hurt. So there's something to be said for what Mac Jones was able to do this year. He wins the national. Dude, that's legit. Am I trying to? Do you think I'm trying to sell you, Matt? Am I trying to convince you in any other sort of way? I guess.
No, there's no way that you're getting me onto the Mac Jones train. That's epic. No, there's no way. I can't do it. He doesn't have those same traits as the other quarterback. I'd take Trey Lance before I would take Mac Jones.
Michael Madungago. No. Thank you so much for joining the Jets Talk 24/7 family. You will be a part of the 10 o'clock mock tonight after the stream. 10:15, roughly, give or take a little bit. Elijah drops in with a super chat, says, I have commented on a lot of videos for us to draft Tommy Tremblay. Is it Tremble? Or is it Tremblay? Tremble. I like Tremblay. He's going to be French tonight. Also, I think a huge sleeper is Talanoa Hufanga.
Yes.
And I need Matt to read these names. This is ridiculous. And could replace Marcus May or Ashton Davis. Okay, let me throw the comment on this screen, because that's a lot of words. All right, bam.
Yeah.
So, Greenbean, have you watched a lot of Tremble? I haven't watched too much. He's the tight end from Notre Dame. Is that right?
Yeah. I've watched a ton of tape on him. I watched, there's a couple, you can find some full game tapes of him, and then there's obviously the highlights, but I also like specific guys' breakdowns of him when you look at his technique and all that sort of stuff. He's got some work to do, make no mistake, but he's absolutely a strong prospect. Like, he has a lot of what you already want in a tight end, and he's one of the guys I like. He's like in that top group of tight ends, obviously Kyle Pitts and Freiermuth, and you got Brevin Jordan, Hunter Long, Tremble, and then then it's what's the other guy Trey McKitty, Kenny Yeboah, and then my secret is Nick Eubanks. But I think Tremble's a really solid pick, and he's probably going to go earlier than people think.
Matt, any thoughts on? Well, I guess either of you. Any thoughts on any of these players here?
I like Tremble a lot. I know Green Bean's a tight end guy, but this is someone who can both block extremely well and catch. A very, very high end player. He's someone who's going to go on day 2, but with day 1 upside. That's how much I think he's built for this league.
Yeah.
That's huge. Blewett was big last night. Got to have the blocking tight end to set the edge in this offense. So going to be interesting. I do think safety is a sneaky need for the Jets. Or maybe not so much safety, but a guy that can come up almost like a Mark Barron, as weird as it is, a Jamal Adams type safety that can play, faster, like a linebacker role in this, this linebacker role. I don't know. Safety, I think, is going to be a need. You got, Joyner and May both on 1-year deals, and then Davis is just the second-year guy. I mean, obviously, you hope he's, going to be the future, but I do think you need that extra player. I don't know if they're going to bring back May after this year.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Joe Douglas is going to pay Marcus May like that, that $14-15 million stuff. I'm not saying he won't, and I like May, I do, but as you try to look at the tendencies of this guy, we don't have a lot of time and a lot of examples to work with, but so far what he's kind of shown us is that he's not sitting there with an open checkbook. for vets that he didn't draft. You know what I mean? So I think he probably does like Marcus May, but I just find it difficult that to believe that Marcus May is going to be here much longer, unless he's like, yeah, I'll take 3 years, 10 million per, which is what we were all talking about. But clearly, that's not what he wanted. Remember what his agent said, that we're not taking care of him and all this sort of stuff, and they gave him the franchise tag. So you'd have to think that the contract was at least in that realm. So I don't know. I think that's a good point, that safety is a need. Just like last year when he took Ashton Davis, all of us were surprised. But I think Joe Douglas already had a little bit of a suspicion that Jamal Adams wasn't going to be on the roster anymore, and he needed at least somebody else young and athletic to be in here. So not that he's a direct replacement, but still, it looked like why are you drafting a safety? We have Marcus May and Jamal Adams, and Joe Douglas is now I'm not going to have Jamal Adams any longer. So I think something like that. If we take a safety, I think it's pretty good indicator that May is at least in danger of not being a Jet in 2022 or 23, whatever year it is.
Yeah, Matt, what do you
don't
think
know.
about safety?
I don't think I would look to address that this year because I think you have that figured out, but that could potentially be a need going into the draft in 2022 with all your picks.
Yeah. I want to go back to the mock draft real quick before we get into the rest of those super chats. So we had Caleb Farley at pick 23. That's someone that I had sort of mocked to us almost, I want to say by accident. It's mainly because a lot of the guys that I really like, J.C. Horn, Kwity Paye, Elijah Vera Tucker, Tevin Jenkins, those guys, I had them going before us. So I sort of was stuck on this like cornerback or like almost like a trade down situation. Like it wasn't really like a great spot, or maybe like drafting Creed Humphrey, but it seemed like they want to run it back with McGovern. How are we feeling about Caleb Farley? Because he's got I think, what is it, 2 back surgeries now? Are we seeing shades of like D. Milliner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how you guys are feeling, Matt?
He scares me. I think he's immensely talented, and if he stays healthy, he could be very, very, very good. I just don't know if the Jets have the luxury of taking that big of a risk at 23. They have so many holes on this team. They need to get as close to a sure thing as possible. So I'm not going to take the super injury prone guy at 23, hoping that he pans out at corner.
Yeah, he feels like I think if Farley's there at pick 34, I think I feel a lot more comfortable taking him. I think 23 has to be someone who's going to be able to play all the games. So the medicals are going to be so big. But man, dude, he's like a top 10 corner. Like that's the kind of risk you want to take. First round,
not
tough,
at 23. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Now, if he's sitting there at 34, you can absolutely consider it. But I feel the same way that Matt does. I think this is an important draft for Joe Douglas. This is an important one. Everything he's done this offseason, shedding a lot of the guys that we looked at as leaders of this next revival of the New York Jets, and he's gotten rid of everybody for these draft picks. And if he takes and uses one similar to what Idzik did, getting rid of Revis and grabbing an injured D. Milliner that never worked out, it really could seal his fate. It's a mismanagement of the resource, I would say. So if he's at 34, okay, you can consider it. But these 2 first-round picks gotta amount to something.
Now, if these are our first 2 first-round picks, what direction do we go at 34? I think if I see, I have to go some type of offensive lineman. Like it's got to be like a Wyatt Davis, maybe a Landon Dickerson or someone like that. If Creed, I don't know if Creed makes that far. If Creed's there, you could consider him. I can't justify not coming away with an offensive lineman with one of these 2 picks, I think. Matt, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, you hit it on the head 1,000%. In this mock draft, Creed Humphrey is not taken in the first round. So assuming Jacksonville doesn't take him at 33, then he would likely be there at 34. Him, Dickerson, somebody has to be taken. Tevin Jenkins is off the board. He goes to 19 to the Dolphins. So they have to do something at offensive line within their first 3 picks. Quarterback will be pick 2. Then either 23 or 34 has to be offensive line.
Green Bean, what are you thinking if we take Zach Wilson at 2 and Caleb Farley at 23? Who are you looking at 34?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I agree. It's like if we don't go offensive line with 23, then I think that 34, you're almost forced to do that. Almost. Now, when you look at that particular draft, a lot of the guys that we're all pining for, Vera Tucker, Rashawn Slater, obviously Sewell, even guys like Tevin Jenkins, like they're all off the board by the time we pick at 23 anyway. So the guys that are left and pushed down, you have like Creed Humphrey wasn't taken, I don't think. And then you have like maybe Wyatt Davis and those guys. Landon Dickerson's another one that scares me. He's had 2 season-ending injuries, and he may see his draft stock because he's so good, but he might see himself sliding into the 3rd. I mean, look at a couple of years ago with Greedy Williams. He was, by everybody's measurement, a first-round pick, and he slid. So like guys are sliding without injuries, and for one reason or another, when a guy has season-ending injuries, teams are going to be nervous. So I think there are some good guys to take at 34, premium guys, and I think that if you take a cornerback at 23, you're almost forced to take an offensive lineman at 34 because it's a big need, man.
I completely agree with all points across the board. I just had Nightbot pick another qualifier. It's going to be Ronnie Rodriguez. Ronnie.
There he goes. Nice. He's getting the salad shirt.
Oh, he's getting qualified. We could do either the salad shirt or we could do the Wall Street Wilson. All right, let's get to some of these super chats. Byron says, great channel, guys. Following on from Green Bean's idea of trading out, what would you do if Detroit offers 3 firsts and a 3rd for number 2 this year? Who you take? No, we've already given up Darnold. I have to take the quarterback. I don't want to move back. I think that's playing with some serious fire, especially if you think a quarterback's definitely going 3. So 1, 2, 3, they're gone. 4, they could go either way, but everyone knows we need a quarterback. So like teams would trade up to get in front of us, I think, if we were to slide back and try to take a quarterback. Or are you just saying punt on quarterback altogether and go with like a skill position player or, some other type of player? I wouldn't do it.
So here's
yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, man. I was just jumping all over you. I'm sorry. I'm on a slight delay, so yeah.
It's okay. So, go for it. I was done.
So what if they offered 3 firsts and a 3rd to go back to 7, and we just want to take at 7, we take, whoever's there, Devontae Smith, if it's Kyle Pitts, whoever's sitting there, the top skill guy, the top lineman, Rashawn Slater or something like that. And then you grab a Kellen Mond or a Kyle Trask and you have them battle it out with James Morgan and see if any of your young guys are doing it. But what if Joe Douglas does that, man? 3 firsts.
Oh, dude, I'd be so mad. I'd be I would hate that. I would be so upset.
I'd love it. Only because it's hilarious. But it's like, I think
you're such a troll.
No, I'm not, though. You don't hear me saying this. You don't hear me out there poking at people. But I think it's actually realistic. Now, let me ask you this. What if they threw in 3 firsts and Goff? They said, here, take Goff, 3 firsts and a 3rd to go up to 2. So you get 7, an additional first for the next 2 years. You get Goff to sit there with Morgan. You take Kyle Trask in the 30s or even later, whatever. And then you got 2 young quarterbacks and a veteran who's been to the Super Bowl to kind of groom them, and you got 3 first-round picks a year for the next 2 years, and including 2 seconds, 2 thirds for the 3 years, and all that. It's like, it's crazy town what you can do with that. I hear you, but I'm just saying it's not that crazy if they did it.
What I mean? Well, I don't see Detroit giving up Goff. If Detroit gave up Goff, then that's fine because you have your quarterback and you're going back. But I don't like getting the first round picks and not having a quarterback. That's scary because we're in position to take the quarterback. We don't have to trade up. Like the worst thing that could happen is we get like some random other quarterback, and then Oh man, and then we win games, and we got to trade all our picks that we just traded back for to get the quarterback that we want anyway. You would have to not
just
like
James Morgan.
one of these quarterbacks.
James Morgan's the guy. That's why that was the whole plan from the beginning. James Morgan.
Oh God, Matt, talk to me.
Why are Jets fans so obsessed with making this so complicated? Why? Why even bring up trading out of the pick? Take the quarterback. Just forget the haul of picks. I maybe slightly understand the logic with keeping Darnold. I understand the love affair. Fine. But stop making it so difficult. Take your quarterback, Fields, Wilson. Those are the only two options for the New York Jets. Not Lance, not Mac Jones, not trading out, not Penei Sewell, not building the wall. Take the quarterback, figure out the rest. You have a bajillion picks in the next 2 years anyway. Who the fuck cares if you don't figure out quarterback?
You gotta get it. You gotta it. The old.
You don't like?
I'm not even
James
entertaining.
Morgan, Matt?
No. I hated the pick. I don't want him to see the
like
field.
James
No, Green
Who
Bean.
doesn't like him?
No. Jordan Victor
Just know
asks,
this.
"Who's your top?"
Well, just know this. The offers are going to come on draft day, and they're going to be berserk. And if Joe Douglas, if he gets an offer that is so good, I'm telling you, man, it is not impossible that we see this. Now, I think it's unlikely. I agree. But I'm just telling you, nobody should be resigned that one thing's going to happen over another, because I'm just telling you, the offers are going to come. And if it's 3 firsts, a quarterback, and a third, and all that, he just might take it. I'm just saying, brace yourselves.
Oh,
That's
man,
all I'm
dude,
saying.
see, you're getting me all amped up for draft night. Guys, you got to make sure you're tuning in with us on draft night. We're going to be live streaming the whole draft. This is a lot of fun. We had a blast last year doing this.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Mims pick was awesome. Like back then we were like, oh, it's a tackle. Like we knew it. And then it was like him or Wills. But then the whole the Mims one was like, no, they traded back. No, I just wanted him. Oh, all right. Sorry. Getting sidetracked. Jordan Victor says, who's your top kicker in this draft? What pick would you use for him? The last pick, our last pick. I do not want to spend any higher of a pick on a kicker than the last pick in the draft if we use it. And I like Borregales. Borregales only missed 2 kicks this year. He was perfect on his extra points, perfect on all his other kicks, except for 2 that fell within the 40 to 49 range. He was either 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 on kicks over 50 yards, with a long being 56. So that would be my my kicker choice, I guess. Matt, you got a name in mind?
I like the Florida kicker. What is it? Evan McPherson, I think.
Yep. Nadia likes him a lot.
Yeah, I like him, but I took him in one of my more recent mock drafts where I traded down and got more picks with 34. Because my feeling is I don't think the Jets are picking at both 23 and 34. I think they will trade back with one of those 2 picks. Just a gut feeling. And then I was okay with using the last pick on a kicker, but I don't love using draft picks on kicker. But if I had to, no earlier than round 6, that would be massive.
Yeah, I agree with you too, by the way, on the trade down. I think they are trading down from 34 for sure, because they're going to give teams a night to think about the players that are still on the board that have fallen, unless they see someone that they were able to get a first-round talent for. And I think maybe adding if you could fall back 5, 6, 7 slots, pick up another, I don't know, what is it, 3rd-round pick, 4th-round pick, just give yourself an extra stab at something. I would like that, pending who's on the board. Green Bean, do you have a kicker in mind that you want to take in the draft? And if so, when would you take him?
Well, this is the area that I think Joe Douglas has mismanaged the most severely since he's been here. I think he's done a piss poor job at the kicker position. And I hope that this is the year that he actually commits. Usually you start seeing kickers go off the board, in the 6th round. We don't have a 7th round pick this year, so it would have to be in that range. I think I would be okay if he said one kicker is better than the others, like is the guy he wants in a similar capacity as like Braden Mann was the punter he wanted. I'd be okay with him going with one of our second, fifth round pick. Just get it done. Get your guy. Now, if it was me, I like all three of Jose Borregales, McPherson, and Riley Patterson out of Memphis. I think all three of those guys got NFL careers ahead of them. Once it gets past those guys, I'm not really so sure. Admittedly, there was a guy, Kirkic, I was looking at, and then obviously Christian Dicker, the kicker. I liked that rhyme, but he went back to school. So, but yeah, I think any one of those three, and I think that we'd have our kicker, man. So I think McPherson has the strongest leg, and that's why a lot of people like him. But Borregales, I think his control over the ball might be a little bit better. But yeah, I think the second, fifth would be the earliest I'd like to see it. And if you were going to do it, if you thought that maybe by the time your sixth came around, you were not going to, there was a chance you'd lose them. Go ahead, just grab your damn kicker because you've done a poor job so far of getting us one.
Yeah, and he used his punter, or he used a sixth round pick on Braden Mann last year. So I think he values the idea of getting a starter at a position. Like when you're that late in the draft, if you could just get a starter, and kicker gets you like the most points in your entire season. He's going to get you a zillion field goals, and like if he's accurate on extra points. Now extra points in college are different than the pros, but yeah. What do you value more? Do you value like higher accuracy, or do you value stronger leg? Like, would you rather a guy that's like rock solid inside 50 yards but can't get a touchback, or like the guy that could boot one like close to 60 yards but he's gonna miss maybe, I don't know, a little higher frequency?
I like my accurate kickers, man. That's me.
Me too.
Yeah, I think you can kind of dial it in, and you know where you need to get to then, even if you don't. But it sucks at the end of a game. Then you just bring in like the place kicker, because you're probably gonna have a different place kicker at that point too, I guess.
Yeah,
all right, Edward Ziff.
Your offense gets you there. Your offense got to get you there.
Edward Ziff says, get Fields, bigger, stronger, no injuries, better speed, better sample of work, better competition, stronger arm, more touchdowns, less interceptions. Look, I don't dislike Fields, but it just feels like, based on everything I've seen from every expert, they're saying that Zach Wilson just has faster processing power, lightning quick, rare arm strength, rare arm ability. Fields is just, oh God, he's so fast. And he's so big. I don't know. I feel like Jet fans are going to be arguing over this right up until the pick and probably right after the pick. Like, this is going to be a point of contention depending on who goes where. And if Fields goes 3 to the 49ers, I'm going to be a little frustrated because not frustrated, but just like he's going to perform better there because that is a better team right now. And I know we're going to hear it from Jet fans. They're like, oh, see, the Jets passed on that quarterback. I don't know. I think there's, I don't know what I'm getting at.
Well, yeah, they're going to argue it. I mean, like the Fields camp, right? Like it's starting to, like, we obviously had the Sam camp, right? That's gone. But a lot of people, like right up to the draft pick and then right after it, if it's Fields, the Zach Wilson, people are going to say it sucks, we made a big mistake, and then vice versa. It's going to be the same thing. But once we start getting into the second round and, like the second, first, and if there are picks that are good, it'll start to subside a little bit. But yeah, after every pick, up to and right after, it's tough, man. We're passionate people. We like to yell at each other,
Matt, any thoughts?
Yeah, this is starting to get to the Darnold debate level for me. I can't stand it. People on either side really is annoying, and I guess I fall on the Wilson side, even though I've said I can't even count how many times that I love Justin Fields as a prospect. I think he's going to be a good player at the next level. I think the Jets really can't go wrong with either of the two, but no matter who they pick, maybe not half, but a portion of the fan base is going to be pissed off and going to say I told him so. So it's really a no-win situation, but I'm here to tell you that it should be, because both of those players are really good prospects. So take that however you want, I guess.
That's how I feel.
That was beautifully put. That was beautifully
put. It was.
Put.
That was nice. Yeah. I don't see that. Thing is, I feel the same way. Like, I'm not in a camp. That's why people like to yell at me. They're like, I just say whatever. It's like, I honestly think that the only way we can go wrong is taking staying at 2 and taking a non-quarterback. That's what would piss me off. And then positionally, if it was something like linebacker, defensive tackle, like something up that high, I'd be furious. That would be the realm that gets me mad. But if they take Justin Fields and Matt LaFleur and Saleh and JD say, no, this is our guy, dude, how could you be upset with that? Even though it might not be the guy I would take, but even a trade back, it's like however unlikely, it's not necessarily what I would do, but I can see all this stuff. And I think whatever Joe D does, JD, I'm in this pocket right now. I feel like I'm not in the mood to argue about one or the other. I think we're going to make the right move. That's what I feel,
Ronnie Rodriguez says Wilson or Fields and why? Record predictions. Okay, so Wilson
record.
Because we were just talking about that record prediction. It's 7 and 10.
Damn it! Still my answer. That's what I was saying.
Green Bee, what about you?
What their records? The teams that they go to? Is that what we're saying?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What are they? I don't know what the. I'm sorry. I don't know what this question.
Yeah, let's turn it into that. That's a little bit of a different question. So
record prediction.
The record and where these two guys are going to go. So Wilson to the Jets, 7 and 10. Fields to the 49ers, 11 and 6. Matt.
Wilson to the Jets, 7 and 10. Fields to Denver, and they'll go 8 and 9.
I like.
Yeah, that. I don't know how you guys. I can't do the math yet. I can't. 8 and 9 doesn't. I don't even know what that means.
I have to carry the one.
It's like right. It's only one, and I can't do it. It's crazy. I would say Wilson to the Jets, 8 and 9. That's what I'm saying. And then, I think Fields is going to the Niners. I don't think they use 3 first-round picks for Mac Jones. I think they're going to grab Justin Fields, and they are already a pretty damn good team, especially when a lot of these guys come back from injuries and such. I think they're going to probably get 11 wins. And whatever the rest is for losses. 6? Is that what it is?
Yeah. I guess it depends on how strong of a Fields guy you are. Because if you really I think Fields should go 2 to the Jets, then I think that shows that he's good enough to go to a good team and play well. But I think any team taking a quarterback this year, if you can get what you got out of the Chargers last year, just solid, you're in every game, you clearly see the quarterback being legit. I think I'd be really happy with that either way. Elijah says, Banana Land, draft our quarterback this draft. That's in reference to the trade down situation I think we were talking about. Mike drops in the super chat, says, I think Green Bean's doing beans with the trade back theory.
Beans.
I think he's beans. I think beans is a new
coffee
word
beans.
For drugs.
Yeah,
he's got too much caffeine. It is certainly possible. He's got too much. Oh, he can't have too much caffeine. You drink it all his monsters all the time.
Yeah. I'm all fucking hopped up.
It's like,
hey, you want to know what's funny? Remember that stream when I said to you guys, I don't feel good. I got to stop drinking these energy drinks. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was the day I didn't realize it. I was really feeling sick, and I had my vaccine that day, the Johnson & Johnson Go Jets one. And I didn't realize, but when we were done, I was sick for the next 36 hours. So I didn't know. So it turned out it wasn't energy drinks. I could still drink a million of these. It was the fact that I was getting sick from the vaccine. So what do I know? See, I'm good.
I didn't get too bad. I got the Johnson & Johnson on 2 Sundays ago, and I was fine all day. And then I got to probably 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I started getting definitely felt the chills coming on. And I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling that great. And then it was luckily a rainy day the next day. So I just I took the day off and relaxed.
Nice.
Yeah, overall not too bad. Can't,
Yeah.
did you see the
That was
cartoon of the guy that's or no, it wasn't a cartoon. It was a stand-up bit, I think, talking about are you really going to take the Johnson and Johnson vaccine because it's the same owners of the Jets? Like, look at the success that. Oh, they just laid into the Jets.
That's
I was
funny.
like, oh
That's funny.
man. I was like, we're such a butt of a joke. Like, I just want to not. I want to be proud of our team. Like, that's all I want. I just want to be happy. Like, partway through the season. Is that so much to ask?
No.
I just want to be competitive. Dude, remember game 1 last year? I was in Seattle and I was so excited. I had a bowl of chips, me and my son. I was doing my first live stream. Within 10 minutes, I was like, this is going to be the worst season of all time. And it was. It was 10 minutes. That's all. The only enjoyment I got. It was the worst. I can't do that again. I want passion. I want competitive. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all I ask.
Yeah, like I want to be able to have faith in buying a ticket to a game at the end of November, beginning of December, and know it's at least going to be entertaining. The last 2 years have just been such a kick in the green beans. It's just it's so frustrating. NYC Camper says, yes, Green Bean, trade the pick and suck for 2 years to get Arch Manning.
Blah, blah. Yeah, there you go. Right.
See? There you go.
Why not?
There's a process here.
Yeah.
Gangrene says trade 23 and get more seconds and thirds. So if you trade back from 23, who do you think the player is that someone's coming up to get? And why wouldn't the Jets be taking that said player? I don't know. I feel like we could be stuck in no man's land at 23, but I don't know who would be there that someone wants to trade up to get.
A wide receiver. That'd be my guess.
You think if it's like Kadarius Toney or someone like that?
Tony Bateman, one of the Moores, someone like that, maybe.
Man, I guess I could see that. What about you, Green Bean? What do you think about trading down from pick 23, getting some more seconds and thirds? Is there a spot you'd rather trade down from? What do you think is more valuable? Do you think it's 34 or 23 trading down, and which one would you want to keep?
Well, I mean, look, it all depends on who's slipping, right? Because invariably, every year, a couple of guys that should not slip and were not thought to be slippers, slip. And so I need to see who's on the board, but I think that like live action, like we pick at 22 and the first round is live and everything's going on and it's happening fast and all that. So trading back from 23 is interesting because you could still stay in the first round and get that 5th-year bonus, that 5th-year benefit, and then gain a third or a second or whatever. The next day, but having the second pick of the second round, that gives everybody time to absorb the first round, and there are going to be so many offers. So interestingly, you might even get more for that pick, or at least something comparable to the 23, which is by all accounts more valuable. But the fact that people have all that time to kind of evaluate what's going on with what happened with the first round, number 34 ends up being very valuable, more valuable than just its numerical place in it because of where it is in the lineage of the day 1, day 2 thing. So I think, yeah, I'd like to see at least one. I mean, look, dude, Joe Douglas's first draft ever as a GM, he traded back with the ballsiest move I ever saw from 48 with Mims and Claypool and all those guys still sitting there. He traded back 11 spots and then did it again. So I don't think the idea of him trading back with one of those is far-fetched. I think one of them, 23 or 34, I think we're going to trade at least one.
Yeah, I think how about this? Would you trade pick 34 for just a straight up first next year from, I don't know what team it would be, but now you have a pick at 23 and then you don't have another pick till the third round. How are you feeling about that? Do you think we need to make the pick at 34 or make picks this year because we need to support our quarterback? Like that's an interesting thought process because a first round pick next year is real enticing. But man, not having a pick until the third round is that's hard to swallow.
Yeah. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I love the idea of getting another first round pick, but I do think they need players this year. So I'm okay with moving down in the second round and then getting another mid round pick to move down. in this year's draft, but I don't think I'd want to go from pick 23 to 66. Like, I think I'd want someone in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
I
makes
feel
sense.
similarly. Yeah. That's a little much. Like if they said like, all right, like let's say they have like it's like the end of the second round. They say you can move down to the end of the second round and we'll give you a first next year. So they give us that. And then the first round is to cover the jump. That's something. You know what I mean? But losing the pick straight up, I don't know if I do that, even though it's more valuable. You know, I just don't know if I would. I don't think I would.
Let's see who else we got. The Salty Teacher. Thank you for the super chat. Says so we take Wilson at 2 with an average talented wide receiver room, average at best running back room, and below average tight end room. What do you think about Freiermuth at 23? Too much of a stretch. I don't want to take a tight end at 23. 34, I'd be all right with. Yeah, I could get on board at 34. I don't love it. I like the idea of running it back with Herndon just one more year and just kind of punting on that position until next season, or using a mid to late round pick. Like I don't love tight end high in this year's draft. I would say the Jets wide receiver room is deep. I think it's I think average talented is fine, but I think average across the board is an overall good. I don't know if other teams have like. I think there's a lot of upside with our receiver room. Running back room, very average at best, but that's kind of what it was in San Francisco. So like that's not the worst thing. Man, yeah, we are average across the board, but man, I don't know if I don't want tight end at 23. What about you thinking? What are you thinking, O'Leary?
No, I saw not active line cornerback listed, and I immediately lost interest. Gonna be honest. I think it would be a mistake to go a different direction than an offensive lineman or cornerback at that spot, especially at tight end. Because like you said, there's some guys in the mid rounds in like round 3 or 4 you can grab, or round 5 even, and have them probably be pretty productive. I don't like that idea with the amount of needs and holes still on this team.
Greenbean, what do you think about tight end at 23?
I probably wouldn't do it because even though I like Pat Freiermuth a whole bunch, I like Hunter Long or even Brevin Jordan's probably not going to be there, but Hunter Long just might be there at 66, and he's going to give you more value at the position. But here's why I would, because it's not like this is a standard year where we have the traditional 7 picks. We happen to have 10 picks with 11 next year. So you're going to be able to do extra things. And I also think Joe Douglas is going to make some moves and acquire more capital. So when you look at something like that, that gives you the breathing room, which does lessen that terrible pick last year of James Morgan. Like we all forget, it's not as simple as looking at the pick. It's looking how we got there. He created 4 extra picks, I think it was, in last year's draft to give him breathing room to do some extracurricular things. And I think because of the 10 picks, that's what makes it acceptable to address a need. Because I'm going to tell you right now, tight end is a greater need than wide receiver on this team right now. It is. I mean, when you look at, even though we just signed Daniel Brown and whatever, I mean, we have some good blocking guys. Chris Herndon, yes, we all have hope, as do I, but it doesn't look like he's ever going to be the guy that we'd hoped he's going to be. So if we're in that, I wouldn't do it at 23, but if we're in that 3rd round range and Hunter Long or Brevin Jordan is sitting there, we have 2/3 and we have 10 overall picks. I think it makes it okay to do it because we're going to be able to address the other needs. It's not, we have 3 extra picks essentially is what I'm getting at, you know?
I think that was well thought out. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I feel like they have a better read on Herndon than us. Like, I think I just have like blind hope that Herndon is going to be okay, but it could be a very weak position. So you should address it in some capacity if you see a guy sitting there that you like. Pete Frenna says, in my opinion, Lawrence isn't a generational prospect. I disagree.
I agree with Ryan.
Wait, what do you say?
He says he doesn't think Lawrence is a generational prospect. I wonder what the argument would be. Like why? Why don't you think he's a generational prospect? That's what I want to know.
It's the hair. No generational prospect can have hair like that. Stupid.
That's true. It's so
Yeah.
wonderful and like
It's never happened before.
His hair, hot take, his hair is massively overrated. I don't think it's that nice.
yeah, no, it's not. I think
Right.
the Polomalu hair was really cool. I think the
Yeah.
who else has like some famous hair? I guess
Famous hair in football. Well, you got all the guys with the. Who was the guy who got all of his dreads pulled out? Remember that? They ripped off his like 5 of his dreads in his hand. Remember that?
I
That was the
wasn't
best.
that Ricky Williams
I
got
forget who
pulled
that
down
was.
by his dreads and then he
Yeah,
cut
Ricky
them.
Williams.
But
Yeah,
I
he was
don't
like,
know if they
"This is
pulled
stupid."
out a dread. I don't think that was the pull out a dread one.
Hold on, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find
And
out.
Jones, maybe? I don't know why that's ringing a bell for me right now. I know he
Pac-Man
had dreads. I
Jones.
don't know if that was the guy who did it.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
Yo, how
So
about
but I will.
like
I will
Pac-Man
say,
Jones? Pac-Man
Palomalu's
Jones was
hair.
like, oh, Polomalu's
So,
hair was like,
It's,
no,
the
no,
best.
dude. Let's get back on topic. We're talking about hair here. I think. Oh God,
Andre Ellington.
Oh, he was the was that the Cardinals running back?
Jason, yes, exactly. Jason
Okay.
Bowman rips Andre Ellington's dreadlocks out. Also, Chris Ivory was taken down a couple times by his dreads, but he don't care. He'll just keep going. That guy's an animal.
Yeah.
I really hate that he didn't stay healthy, man. He was my fave. You know?
Yeah. DK Metcalf's got some like colorful hair, I guess.
Odell.
DK.
Out on Odell.
Odell, yeah, that's true. Odell's got a pretty famous.
He does.
hair
He's worked that one well. But yeah, I mean, I think, look, to get back to the thing, Trevor Lawrence, I mean, dude, the guy has done it at the highest level, for a long time. You might not like the type of quarterback he is, and you might have, he does have flaws, but I mean, no one can really deny it. If you're denying that he's a super uber talented person, you're looking at it through a lens that has a poor filter on it. And it's like, I mean, the kid is good, man. I mean, he's a damn good quarterback, So I don't know. I think he's as generational as Andrew Luck. You know what I mean?
Yes. Agree.
Ronnie Rodriguez. Hey guys, just want to say thank you. You guys make life so much easier as Jet fans. But I wanted to ask, Harris or ETN, also, did I win something? Ronnie, you got qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. So I'm going to pick some random winners throughout the course of this show, as long as you're hanging out in the stream. Or Nightbot's going to pick them. And then we're going to pick some random numbers. And someone on this list, bam, is going to get a shirt. Right now we got Joe S., Gitmo Bob, Ronnie Rodriguez, and Delusional Jets Fan are the 4. Let's do another one. Let's get another qualifier in there.
Hey, I see a
stuff.
couple
This is
guys
fun.
in the chat real quick. They have some good hair. Kevin Green was one, and that's a good one. And another one, way ahead of his time, was John Riggins. Remember him with the mohawk?
John Riggins.
Mhm.
Yeah, my dad
he had the mohawk
loved
in the
Riggins.
70s. Yeah, man. So that was good, chat. Thanks, guys. That was good stuff.
Yeah, dude, I love chat. You guys are awesome.
The best.
Coming through big time. Ronnie says, you guys, what are we thinking, Harris or ETN? I like both running backs. The Jets should have neither one of them. They should not take either one of those running backs at all. 100%. That's my thought. Matt.
Love them both. Would be very upset if the Jets took them at 23 or 34.
Green Bean.
Well, yeah, I think it's a bad move, but I'll tell you what, if Joe Douglas if we're at 23 and the pick is in and they read Najee Harris, as silly as that is, I would be very psyched about it. Like, I just would. It's not what I would do, and I don't think it's smart, but if he's here, I'm going to really like it. Like, that's the best way I can say it. Like, I wouldn't do it. I don't think we should, but come on, dude. You see this guy's workout tapes this last week. These guys is out of his mind. I don't know. I love him. I love him to death.
That's a fair argument. I think you could be really excited for that type of pick while still being disappointed that the pick was made.
Yes. Yeah.
That would it would be so, I would lose a little bit of faith in Joe Douglas if he took running back that early. He'd have to love this running back to really like.
Yeah,
I just couldn't
it's
get
like
on
the
board with that.
Giants. The Giants took Ron Dane when they had who was it? It was like what? And then they had trouble like finding space for both. I don't know, I forget. It might have been Rodney Hampton or Tiki Barber, something like that. They had a really effective starting running back, and they took Ron Dane. And it's like everybody was like, "What?" But then they're like, "Yeah, but Ron Dane's fucking good, man." You know what I mean? And he was. So it's like, I wouldn't do it, but man, and out of the two, I would like Najee Harris, even though they, Etienne technically fits the offense better. I would, man. I don't know how Najee Harris fits every offense. If you have him, you better work it around him. But yeah, I think it'd be fun, but I wouldn't do it.
Kyle Ormsby says, "How would you feel if we went O-line at 23 and 34? Happy 420. Cheers, my brother. Happy Green Day." So how would we feel if we went O-line at 23 and 34? So that's like going maybe Tevin Jenkins and then like a Wyatt Davis. I would be okay with that. If they want to go O-line with both first-round picks, sorry, not both first-round picks, first 23 and 34, I would be okay with that because of everything we saw with Darnold, with Geno, with Sam. Everything deteriorated around them. You're kind of punting on this season, but you're protecting your crown jewel that you took at number 2. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'd be good with that. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, it sounds like a wet dream. I'm all in, man.
Green Bean, what about you?
Oh, sorry, I just got a lot of wind. What are we talking about?
We're talking about taking O-line at 23 and 34.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's two ways to look at this. One is that the strength of the draft is offensive line. So you can justify taking another position that's going to be weaker later because the offensive line in the second and third are going to be stronger than some other positions. But the other school of thought is, dude, just use the strength of the draft, grab the 2 top offensive line on your board when you pick and get it done. And I would have 0 issues with that.
I don't know if I said this out loud. KSE6104, you are qualified to win a shirt at the end of this stream. So just keep hanging around, and perhaps you will win something at the end of the show. Yeah. Jeff Loke, thank you for the super chat, says, keep 23 and 34. They're too valuable to where our franchise is right now. I'm okay with keeping both of them. I think a trade down would be wise, and I think it's something Joe Douglas is going to do because I think that 34 pick is pretty valuable. I think teams are going to be sitting there overnight. They're going to rework their board. They're going to be like, okay, we'd like 2 guys. The Jets are looking to trade down, and we know we're going to get one of the 2 at least, if not the one we like. How high the Jets could get for it? If someone really likes a player, I think we could get a 3rd-round pick to fall back 10 picks maybe, something like that. Matt, what do you think? These picks too valuable to trade?
No, I don't think so. 2, yes, because that's different. That's trying to find a quarterback, but
yeah,
getting more picks, and especially if it's still in the top 50. Like, let's say, for instance, because in my mock, I had the Raiders trading up, and they had pick 48, and the Jets got, I think, pick 80 also, to move back from 34 to 48, and then 80. I would do that. It's just more swings. So, and I don't know if there's going to be really that much of a difference in talent at 34 and 48.
Okay. Green Bee, what about you? What are you thinking about 23 and 34? Are they too valuable to trade?
No.
What do you pull the trigger on, I guess?
I would pull the trigger on either one, depending on who's on the board and what the deal is. I mean, it sounds kind of like a passive way to answer the question, but that's really the way that you look at it. If there's somebody on your board that you had rated higher than that and they're not supposed to be there and you love them, it would take more to trade back. If they're calling you, say, look, man, I love this guy. If you want to get him, you're going to have to throw in an extra 3rd there. And if they do, you can do it. But I would trade either one back. But I like you were saying before, Ryan, I don't know if I would be willing to relinquish one for next year's capital. We already have 11 picks next year. I'm good there. So, but I could trade them back. It all just, it depends on who you think you can get. You look at your tiers, you know what I mean? And how your board breaks down. Like Joe Douglas did last year with Denzel Mims. You know, he looked at his board. He said, okay, I'm sliding down 11 spots. I got 3 guys there that I don't think all 3, when I look at the teams that are drafting next, all 3 of them are not taking this position, and I'm going to get one of them. And he did. So if you can do that correctly, then yeah, you do it. But I think at this year, I wouldn't be surprised if we only trade one of, like, I don't know. I think we're going to keep one of those. I think only one of them is going to get traded, if anything.
Interesting. Jordan comes in with super chat, says, I'm so sick of the repetitive, meaningless draft takes. It is time to get this thing over with. Yeah, I think we're all kind of just exhausted at this point. There's no big moves to be made, or at least it doesn't feel like there's any big moves to be made. Could you imagine? The biggest thing that could shake things up is like the Jets trade out of 2 somehow. Like Wilson says, I'm not playing for you, and like something squirrely happens like that. But I don't see that happening. Are you guys as fatigued as I am?
Let me make yeah. Well, I can make a suggestion though. See, like here's what I do, and this is why I'm not quite as fatigued. I mean, I get it like by the end of the day sometimes with specific conversations, but I'm just looking at prospects. I'm just going through these boards, and I'm looking at guys, you know, that are 5th, 6th round pick linebackers. Like that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at traits, and you guys can get away from the drama side of this really easy. Just don't turn off ESPN, turn off, you know, these guys that want to inflame you, like Rich Cimini or anybody, you know, any of those guys. Their job is to make you feel something. My desire is to learn something. So I'm in Draft Tech. I'm in Walter Football, which sucks this year. I don't know what their problem is. I'm in Draft Network. I'm in all these places, and I'm just going down the line, looking at prospects, making my own little boards. And it's like, it's fun if you do it that way. And I get the fatigue, but I like to learn about these guys. So I'm not quite as fatigued, because I don't pay attention to so much of the drama. Somebody says, hey, you want to trade? I go, yeah. And then they fucking lose their mind, and I just sit back and look at players. You know what I mean?
See, I think it's just the same conversation over and over again that gets me.
Yeah,
like,
Fields.
Like I'm excited for 23. I'm excited for 34. I think those are the 2 most exciting picks in this draft for me. I don't know. Matt, how you feel?
You know what's funny? Oh, sorry. Go on, Matt. Sorry.
No, I don't think it's meaningless. I think I understand people getting tired of it, but this is it right now. It has to be the big story, because there's nothing else going on. Once we get through this, then it can transition into going into the 2021 season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got to look at our undrafted free agents. Who we getting? You know? Who we get?
Yeah, dude, that's exciting. I like when you got to dive a little deeper into like prospects, and you kind of like follow these guys. Like I'm excited to see wherever Gainwell goes, because I've watched him a little bit, and I don't know, some of these late round sleepers. Kerry Vincent Jr. is a big one that I hear a lot of people talking about because he's crazy fast. Like, where do these guys go? And then like Green Bean, last year you had Bryce Hall. You were like, yo, this is a guy. Like, watch this guy, and we all like him. We drafted him, and yeah, dude.
Right. And like, look, I had a few of our undrafted free agents. There were guys that I liked in the draft. It was cool for me to see us, like, in the undrafted free agents. 9 times out of 10, it's a bunch of names you never heard of. But last year, because I dug deeper than usual, I was able to go, holy shit, like that's a great signing for undrafted free agent. And I was able to go through that and really look at those guys and be able to evaluate for myself, how well I think Joe Douglas is actually doing. And that's why I'm so impressed. Like, even a guy like LaMichael Pirine, a lot of guys are down on him because of what we saw last year. But don't forget, everybody looked like crap last year. You know, and look, LaMichael Pirine, 85% of whatever it was, of the times that he was on the field, he got the ball. So when the other team saw him run on the field, they keyed on him. They knew he was getting the ball, which makes it harder because there's no elusive, there's no trickery, there's no play development. Just hand him the ball, run him into the fucking ass of your offensive lineman. But LaMichael Pirine had above a 5.5 yard average his entire career in college. And he's that guy that just gets you the 5 yard. He's that guy. And it's like having that on the team. Like, I'm still high on him because I think Gase is a moron, but I understand a lot of people are down on him. But me, because of my evaluation, I'm still hopeful for Pirine and Lamar Jackson and some of these other guys. You know, so anyway, I think that's a good way to address the fatigue. is just kind of knowing, because then when we get later in the draft, it's not just boring. It's like we're still excited because we see, holy shit, I can't believe this guy, Bryce Hall, is still here in the 5th. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then we took him. So it still makes it exciting. So that's, for me, that's my recipe for kind of making it through this period, because it can. And it's like, Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson, Mac Jones. Like, oh my God, how many times?
It's
right.
It does get super repetitive, but I'm with you guys. I think we got to get through this next week and a half, and then we can start getting into the fun of really looking into and breaking down these guys, because that's the next step. We take a look at, break down Zach Wilson, break down Justin Fields, and then whoever the rest of the picks are, and really dive into those guys. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I just tried to pick another winner, and friggin' KSE gets picked again. I don't understand how Nightbot picks these people. But sorry, KSE. I booted that. You don't get doubles. Anders Kortson, you are going to be qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. Ian Tyler comes in with a super chat, says, how high would you go up to get Elijah Vera Tucker? How much would you be comfortable giving up to do so? I would give up a third to go up and get the guy we really like. I don't know where that would land us, but that's as much as I'm looking to give up, I think. And I don't really love that. I would have preferred to trade up if we still had Sam Darnold and use him as a package to go up and get a guy we like. I don't love doing anything really moving forward right now. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. A third, yes, but if I would have to give up 34, and then that, I mean, like, think about it. Let's say you move up to, I don't know, what do you want to call it? 12?
Yeah.
Pick 12, maybe somewhere around there. Then your next pick is 66 after that. I don't know. That's tough for me to digest there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not interested. Like, it's funny. People make fun of me. Say, Green Bean's all about getting those extra picks, and I am. But I gotta say, I'm not so into giving them away. I'm really not, man. Like, I don't want to give away a third to move up. Like, all the work we've done this year, and I get it, but I think that like a guy like Vera Tucker, as great as he is, I think that the other guys that are right in that pocket, whether it's, some, like, even a guy like Tevin Jenkins, or like, what's the guy I like from Notre Dame? Robert Hainsey, like another tackle that's going to be a guard. I mean, dude, there are guys that you're going to be able to get that are go right there, right after him. So I don't know, trading up, I don't see the drop off that warrants a third round pick. Now, if I could do it for a 5th or something like that, and it's not real, but if I could, I would consider that. But I'm not so interested in giving away my top 3 rounds. It's tough.
Jordan comes in with a super chat, says, an amazing point about P. Ryan and Gase's offense. It's so hard. That's, I think, the hardest thing, and I think why this team is going to be a lot better. Like, I think 7-10 is a realistic goal for this team after going 2-14, because the culture change with Saleh, I think just getting better quarterback play is going to be a huge plus, and I do think it's just going to be a lot more talented team. We're going to have an easier schedule. I think we have a real opportunity, if we can address this offensive line, to kind of surprise a few people. And P. Ryan hopefully can be one of those guys that shines getting out of the Gase offense.
Yeah. Yeah, he's never going to be the guy that lights up the offense. He'll have his, his moments, but he's the workhorse. He's a guy that can come in and get you the hard yards consistently. You know what I mean? And you want that guy on your team. And that's why I like him. He's like the guy I see kind of lower contract, just staying on the team for 8 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I have him pegged. And you need those guys, man. You need them,
All right. I'm playing with some settings in Nightbot. I'm gonna go try and get another qualifier and see if this works. Who knows? We shall see. Tweaking some stuff around.
Hey, man. Nightbot wants what Nightbot wants. KSE's destined.
Oh.
Just like
it's his
always.
night.
Let's see. Sean Bennett. Sean Bennett, you are qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. So hang around. Let's see. Who else we got on here? Was I in my files? No. Aaron. Where is Aaron's comment? Bam. All right. Aaron says Fairley at 23 or Newsome, and 34 Wyatt Davis seems like the best start the Jets can get. Also wanted to get your thoughts on kicker late. I like cornerback at 23. I really do, because I think that's a valuable position to have a fifth-year option on. That's kind of why I'm leaning that direction. If there's a really good offensive line, like if they really like Tevin Jenkins or Elijah Vera Tucker's there, one of those two guys, I would do that over Farley or Newsome for sure. Both guys have injury history, so it's kind of risky. And like Green Bean brought up before, Joe Douglas really has to get this draft right. This is an important draft for the Jets. This one and next one are going to make or break this team moving forward, I think. So you got to kind of get these two right. And if you pick someone that could be injury prone like Fairley or Newsome, it's a risk. It depends how confident you are in their medicals. Matt, your thoughts on the cornerbacks and then Wyatt Davis?
Yeah, I love all those guys as individuals. I really do. And in a world, there's like, you can only go one of two ways. One, they stay healthy, and those are great finds for the New York Jets. Or two, the medicals become an issue, and you have D. Milner and insert offensive lineman here who couldn't stay healthy in his career. So it's such a, oh my God, this is why you have to put faith into the guys running the show, because it's up to them to decide, do I trust the medicals or not? If the medicals clear, then yeah, Farley, Newsome, great. You plug them on the outside, they can start from day one. Wyatt Davis can start from day one. But it's that risk of the injury, which is a really tough ask right now.
Green Bean, what are your thoughts on Fairley or Newsome at 23 and Wyatt Davis at 34?
Yeah, I think I'll echo with what Matt just said. I mean, it's like how all of them are players that I would want. But again, you just got to trust your medical staff. You know, there's a funny story, and you got to make sure that your medical staff is trustworthy. The funny story is that our doctor back in the day, we were going to take Anthony Munoz, a Hall of Fame left tackle, and we didn't take him because our doctor at the time said no, because his medicals were, he didn't pass his medicals, right? And then Anthony Munoz goes on to have a Hall of Fame career, and then literally 2 years later, the same doctor approved Michael Haight, another left tackle, and the guy made it 2 seasons with us, and because his knees couldn't hold up. So you've got to make sure that your medical staff is trustworthy. But that's another reason why I'm so high on what Joe Douglas has done this past year with our medical department. No one's talking about it. It's incredible. It's groundbreaking what he's done. And my hope for that is when we're evaluating guys, we have that much more ability to evaluate and guess correctly on which guys are going to be able to make it. If a guy like Caleb Farley or Wyatt Davis or Landon Dickerson or so many other guys that have these medical concerns, that you can trust your medical staff when they tell you he's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Mutt Viles drops in with the super chat, says, did you guys see the leak about the Packers trading 29 and Jordan Love, or 29 Jordan Love and a fourth to the Pats for the 15th pick? I did see that. And that is the most dysfunctional front office. I shouldn't say the most dysfunctional, but that's like a wacky amount of stuff. Because didn't they trade up to get Jordan Love in the first place?
Yeah.
And then you'd be trading up again, plus him with the pick. Like, that just... that sucks. That's a horrible mismanagement of, assets.
Yeah. Let me say this. If the Packers trade Jordan Love right now, it shows how mismanaged, like you just said, that draft really was. Because you have Aaron Rodgers, you trade up to get a quarterback and create a competition, and then you trade him away for more than likely less than you traded to get him. But then it's like there's nobody talking about that sort of stuff because it's the Packers. Look at the Titans when their first round pick last year, Isaiah Wilson. He's already out of the league, and nobody shits all over. Could you imagine if either one of those subjects were the New York Jets? Could you imagine if we were talking of the same situation? If it was us, dude, it would be brimstone. You know what I mean? So it's just funny how teams get a pass. But I think it's funny to watch. I don't trust the press so much about what's accurate right around now these days, but that would be an interesting one to see happen, man. That's crazy talk.
Matt, how you feeling about that Packers trade?
I think this might be one of the rare times that both teams would lose that trade. One, because I don't think Jordan Love is any good, so I wouldn't give up the 15th pick in a package to move back for him. And on top of that, that just shows the incompetency of the Packers for wasting a first-round pick on the player last year. So I think it'd be a lose-lose for both sides, to be completely honest.
Amazing.
I love how we're all in agreement on that. That's just like, it's so bad. You can't do that. And then Aaron Rodgers there like, yo, what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? I'm trying to win a Super Bowl here. I'm trying to be like the best of all time. Garcus Bloodlust, thank you for the super chat, says, how many games into the season will it take to know if we got the right coaching staff, and what signs should we be looking for to verify this? I would say we'll know by like halfway through the season. I think that's fair. You might even know earlier than that, because I think that the culture change is going to be so different. Like, this could be you know what? I could see this being a preseason thing. Like, the team may come out more energized and just like, I don't know. If this offensive line plays a lot better, I think this team could really be a lot better than people are expecting. So I don't know. I think a lot of it hinges on the offensive line. But when you have rookie offensive coordinator, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, new defense, like, there's a lot of hurdles. But I think from an energy standpoint, you'll be able to tell early on if this team is going to be any different, if we got the right coaching staff. Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're a little bit earlier than I would say. I'm somewhere between like maybe game 12 or the full year, 17 games, just because like I'm getting flashbacks to 2018 when the Jets demolished the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football and Jamal Adams tweeted the culture's changed or whatever, and then they go 4-12 on the year or whatever they ended up finishing. So I'm a little bit apprehensive when it comes to that. Also, Todd Bowles week 17 in 2015 also gives me massive uncomfortable vibes. So I need probably at least the year.
But you won't okay, so you feel like you may not know right off the bat, but like I'm not necessarily looking for like a successful season. I just want like the culture. And like, I guess it depends what we qualify as the right one. Are we looking for victories this year? I mean, yes, we are, but I think if I just see positive play out of our quarterback and the team looks like it's trending in the right direction, and it looks like people are excited to play for him like we didn't see with Adam Gase for 2 years, that to me would be a right coaching staff too.
Yeah, no, that would. I just don't know how early you'd be able to see that. Like, I wouldn't be able to justify that after one game. Because I mean, everyone felt that way in 2018 with Todd Bowles and Sam Darnold and that game after the.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes okay. I see what you're getting at. Green Bean, your thoughts on when would we know if we got the right coaching staff?
Yeah, I think it's going to take more than this year, but we can definitely inspire some hope with this. What I'll say about the culture too is that I think Joe Douglas is doing the right things to change a culture. Bringing in Jamal Adams and Tremaine Johnson is not exactly the way to change a culture to the better. You know, I mean, I get it. I know what you're thinking, like, energetic and all, but that's, when you're talking about having that Pittsburgh Steelers, that Baltimore Ravens culture, I think Joe Douglas is doing the right things. Robert Saleh fits right in with that. The team captain thing, the kind of jettisoning, troublemaking players or loudmouths, all those kinds of things. But I think it's probably, I think we can definitely see some change, but I feel like Matt too, I'm scarred with this stuff. It's going to take me a minute to start really talking But I think if we have a good first quarter in the first game, I'll probably change my mind and start talking shit.
Oh yeah, dude. I would love nothing more than to start talking some smack. Like I feel like I've been wearing a wet blanket the last 2 years. I just want to like throw some hate, like, oh yeah, screw you. Like we got a
Yeah.
shot.
Hey, John Salty Nuts says a touchdown a game would be a good start, right? A
Oh,
touchdown a
maybe.
game. Wouldn't that be
Yeah,
good?
maybe going
And I
0 and
want to
17, but having an exciting offense is still a step in the right direction.
right, like losing by 1 point kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like competitive.
Yeah.
That's all we want to see. We can get
Mhm.
over the hurdle next year, but we got to be competitive. I want to say one thing. There's a guy in the chat who we all know, Patrick Hoggett. He's actually taking an exam right now while he's in the chat with us.
Waller.
I love it, dude.
Yeah,
That is
die hard.
Love it.
Die.
that is
good.
That is dedication,
luck,
my
buddy.
friends. That is
Pay
yeah.
attention,
Seriously,
Hoggett.
what's it?
Pay
What's your
attention.
test on? Type to us. What's your test on? We'll try to help you.
Yeah, what is it?
If it's
What
math
is-
science, I can't help. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see where he's
History,
at.
I hope it's on Jets history because I'm good at that.
Dude, that would be so funny. What
Re-
do you think it is? I bet it's math,
religion.
and we're gonna be like, oh,
No.
we can't do it.
Ryan, it's religion, dude. Don't even
Religion.
start in
Whoa.
here, Hoggett. Don't start. Leave it alone.
Yeah, no.
Hoggett. I'll have to start.
Let's just
banning
throw a
people.
hand. We're gonna throw a hand grenade into a conversation here. All right, let's pick another winner. Let's pick that. This is fun. This is a good change right here. Let's see what happens. Who's gonna get the qualifier? Let's see. Qualifier to get a shirt at the end of the stream. How much time we got left? We got like 20 minutes left. We got some time. Jeremy Crevett, you are qualified to win a shirt at the end of the stream. So congratulations. Let's see what else we got now. Zachary coming in with super chat says, "Is there any chance we move up inside the 15? Inside the 15 with our second first?" Okay, let me pull up the trade value chart because I'm curious what that type of value is. So to get up inside of 15, New England is 1,050. Let's say you'd have to get up to 14 at least. So 1,100. Jets pick is 760. So they're saying it's like a 250. So that's like a third round pick. That's actually higher than I would have thought. Minnesota, Philadelphia. Would the Jets move up to 12 to Philadelphia? That's, what is that a pick difference of? That's 760 up to 1,200. It's like 400 and something points, right? That would be.
Let's see.
That's like a second round. You'd have to give up your second round pick. That would suck. Or you'd have to give up like 2/3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
lot.
think I don't want to trade up from 23. I'd rather trade down
Yeah.
with one of those two picks.
Unless you can give a player like Marcus May or something like that.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's no, but seriously, if you could give up a player that you don't like, if CJ Mosley and would help you get up to a higher pick for a team that wants roll the dice on him. His salary is not that high this year. I could get on board with that. I hadn't really considered that other than the Sam Darnold thing. I didn't really think Mosley would be like a tradable guy.
I don't think he is. I don't know how much value he has. He hasn't played in 2 years, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And he costs $8. I mean, this year he's cheap, right? But he's like literally 17 million and 18 million the next 2 years each.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
Out after this year.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a lot of cap next year, but because the cap's going to balloon like hell in 2023, but 2022 I think is going to be an issue for his salary cap. Let's see what other comments we got in here.
Yeah, because the NFL just made that deal with Hulu too. Did you see that? They're going to be able to play Red Zone and all that.
Oh, I like that. That's really cool. I wish
more
YouTube
money.
would get something and then it would allow you to show the game. Like, how cool would it be if we could show the game, we could talk in real time, and then like the NFL just has some agreement. They just want eyes based on like, how many views and everything. Like you have to like, I feel like there's $1 zillion in that. YouTube's got so much friggin' money. They should just do it.
Yeah.
Let us do it.
I know. I agree. Yeah.
I think Twitch allowed you to do it on certain Amazon games. Like if it was on Prime or whatever, like a Thursday night game, I think you were allowed to show the game on the screen for Twitch. Someone told me that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm spreading spreading lies.
I don't know.
Let's see. Throwing up some random questions here. Opinions on Zach Wilson getting all these sponsorships. In my opinion, this kid is the perfect person to be in New York spotlight. I think he would be a heartthrob in New York. He feels like the High School Musical. Someone said the High School Musical kid, Zac Efron. I was like, I don't see that, but he's a good-looking kid going to New York City. He's going to sell a lot of jerseys. If he goes to San Francisco, he's going to sell a lot of jerseys because he's out in San Francisco. He's in California. Fields is going to be the same way, though. Fields, I feel like if we got Fields, it feels like a gritty move, like a Gotham kind of move, where like Wilson feels more of like the Broadway type of guy. You know, I feel like Fields is like he'll try to beat the snot out of you. Like that hit he took in the Clemson game was so impressive. That's my thoughts. What do you think on the sponsorships, man?
I love it, and I love the picture that he shared with his lady friend on IG. I want that to be the matriarch and patriarch of the Jets. What a beautiful, good-looking couple right there. It's perfect. I want to see them arm in arm at all the shows and concerts in New York in a tux with the blonde hair. Oh my God, I'm ready.
Greavy, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to see him on the cover of GQ.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then I want Aaron Rodgers to make fun of him like he did with Sanchez. You remember that when Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I
did. They said, "What do you think of Sanchez's GQ shoot?" And he said, "I don't know why he would ever do something like that." Remember that Aaron Rodgers said that? It was like,
dude, Sanchez was such like a. Well, that's just it. Like the Jets have been kind of the butt of so many jokes. Like Sanchez eating a hot dog on the sideline and.
Yeah,
like,
the booger.
The butt fumble. Oh, the booger. Yeah, that was like there was some funny stuff. But then we had the butt fumble, and then we had the Tebow stuff, and like I just want to be proud. I want to be proud of our team, and I don't know. Hopefully Wilson can do that with all these sponsorships. People loving him. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. What else are you guys talking about?
I don't know. It's crazy town in there. Talking about the Knicks. I don't know what they're doing.
I got to get a TV in here. I meant to get a TV for the draft, but I just kind of lost track of time. So I guess I'm just going to use one of my monitors for to watch the draft on that.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. I don't know. Well, that's I might have to go to Aunt Paulette's and figure that. I think I'll still be here.
We've
in
got
Central Virginia.
There you go.
Is it 9 days? Is it 29th? I think it's the 29th. It's
29th.
next Thursday.
Yep. I cleared the whole weekend though. Nobody's bothering me for nothing. Nobody.
Oh, dude, that's just it. That's the most. That's so exciting to just. I love sitting
Dude,
there.
last year.
The draft is like my favorite time of year. Like you just have some snacks. You just chill out.
It is. Dude, last year, you remember I was there for the first night and then I was moving out of my house the next 2 days. Interestingly, I'm at that same campground right now. So when I moved out of my house, I came to this place. So we didn't even plan this. 1 year later, I just happened to be back here and I'm not moving. So it's like, dude, I think back to that, man. I'm a different person to who I was way back then. It's crazy, man, how much has happened this year, you know? It's nuts.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
It really does.
It really
man.
does.
It's crazy.
Ali, I see you in the chat. He says, "You guys are my workout music. Prime time, baby. Yeah."
Love it.
Ali,
It's great.
The GOAT.
fantastic. Ali, make sure you head over to Ali's channel, official loyal NY Jet fans. Who else we got? Bam. NYJ today. What's up, dude? Another great Jets channel. Hope all the Jets fans in this chat are good. Greetings to you, Ryan, Matt, and Greenbean. Get ready for the trade back from 23, y'all. It's coming. Let's go, Jets. Yeah, dude, that's been kind of the hot topic. I feel like tonight has been the trade down scenario. I feel like a lot of people are really interested in that. Now, how far back would you want to go? Let's play that game, right? Like, would you want to stay in the first round, or are you okay falling back into the second round for? I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Would it be? It would have to be at least a first round pick plus more to go back that far. I would think. Matt, what do you think?
Go.
I would think it would probably need to be a first round next year, like I guess you're talking about. I think I would like to stay in the first round though. Like I would move down. Oh no, let's just say a round number, like 5 spots, and then
Yeah.
that's you. What? Maybe an extra, a late second or early third.
Let's see. It says so 23 is
It's 100
760.
points. Yeah, it's 100
points.
points to move down.
So that's like a late third to go back.
Oh, third. Okay. I mean, I'll take another third round pick to move back 5 spots. Sure.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, depending on who's there. If you have like that last offensive lineman, right? But yeah, I think that sounds
Yeah.
about right. Slide down for an extra third. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, I think if
that's
I
good.
was, I think in the situation where you have Newsom or Fairley and you're not quite sure on the like medicals and you move back the 5 slots, you pick up the extra third. Now maybe you're a little more okay with making that pick because you turned it into an additional player in the top half of this draft. Um, but I agree. I think if there's an offensive lineman there, any of those top guys, I think you have to pull the trigger. I don't think you let that go with how we sort of handled the Sam Darnold situation.
Right.
Let's see. Jalen M. Who else thinking that Ryan should collab with Tyson and Primetime? Yeah, dude. I've reached out to him. I shot them the guys over at Let's Talk Jets Radio. Or no, yeah, Let's Talk Jets Radio. I sent them a few emails. Well, one recently, I guess. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get something worked up. John says, Green Bean, how do you clear your schedule when you are on the road with the family?
Good question.
So are you insinuating that I don't have a schedule? Is that what I'm hearing there? Are you busting my balls, buddy? Because fucking dude, I homeschool. No, it's tough, man. Believe me when I tell you, like we're doing homeschool stuff. I have the Coaster Tour thing. I'm trying to build 3 businesses currently. My wife just graduated school yesterday, and she's been in school since I've known her. So it's taken a long time, part-time, man. So 15 years of that. So just yesterday she graduated. So it's a lot, man. But when it's something like this, it's hard. Believe me, I cleared my schedule for 3 days, but bet your balls on it, I'm going to get interrupted 16,000 times. You know what I mean?
That's just it.
There's no way.
Oh, dude, it's such a long. That was such a long draft stream. Those 3 days, I was exhausted after the 3 days. But man, that was like, it was just so much fun. Every single pick, the entire time. E-Rock. I don't know if I said this. Thanks for the super chat. In just over a week, we'll finally know. I've run out of questions, but am so damn amped for our future boys. We'll know about coaches quickly. Jets. Yeah, dude. I hope we know about the coaches quickly. Like, I want to get that feeling. Like, I felt like when Rex came in, you were like, all right, yeah. Because we had that Patriot win was what, week 1 or week 2? Early in the season. That was a fun game. And I felt like that to me was like, all right, you know what? Something's different here.
Yeah. Do you remember the first game was against the Saints, I believe, it was the Texans down in Texas. And even Revis, like there was a guy, he caught a screen and Revis hit him in the legs and the guy flipped over. And right there, it was like, oh yeah, they're playing harder. This is different already. And it was just a different energy with Bart Scott in the middle there. It was just different, man. And so it didn't take very long to see that. But yeah, I think that would be nice. I think that's possible to see a different energy, because last year they were playing lethargic, man. It looked like nobody cared out there. Remember that one game? Who was it? Somebody scored a touchdown and Mekhi Becton was the only guy who raised his hands. Nobody cared. Remember that?
Oh, like, yeah. Wasn't that the Chargers game, maybe?
Something like that. Yeah. It was like no one cares. They just scored a touchdown. They're like, yeah, whatever.
It's like, all right, come on, let's get this over with. Can we get some meals?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we
get
just
out of
need
here.
to like run the clock. Let's go home. How you feeling, Matt?
I am feeling really good. I'm antsy for next Thursday. I really am. As you guys said, so one, so much fun last year. Two, it's a very long 3 days, but I got to give a shout out to everyone in the chat now because you guys were killer last year with us. Like we pulled good numbers like stream wise last year. This year, I think we're gonna blow that out of the water. Like that's what I'm most excited about is just to see some of those numbers. Like we were seeing how many thousand in there when we were making the picks.
Dude, I want to say it was like 1,700. There was a ton.
Is
at
it
that
crazy
point.
to think that there might be 3,000 people in here when Zach Wilson's name or Justin Fields' name is being called? I don't think so.
I know and you know what? I would say even maybe at the later picks too. Like I think we're gonna get a lot of people in here. I really do. I think there's gonna be a lot. That's exciting. Like it's just a lot of fun. The amount of comments that go flying through this through this thing, especially like after like we see the picks and we're like, oh man. It's just everyone's throwing stuff and like, oh god, or maybe I'm
I'm
just
psyched
stuff.
about
I
it.
don't know.
I'm excited about it,
fun.
man. Didn't you say last year it took them like half the day to realize that was just a picture of me? I wasn't even there. Remember?
Oh my god, it was so great. Yeah, we had we threw up a picture of Green Bean standing like this because we were giving away a jacket last year. Oh, we're giving away 2 jerseys this year. We're giving away a jersey for each of the first round picks. So you got to hang out and chill with us draft night because you might win a jersey. Who knows? Jets. Did I say that right? Jets. You have been qualified for the shirt at the end of the stream. I'm going to raffle one off in just a few moments now. Let's do another one. Let's get someone else in here. Let's see who else we can get. E-Rock says, freeze bean, baby. I haven't noticed freeze beanin' at all.
Oh, he's been good.
Right? I know I've been keeping an eye on
Rob. Yeah, dude.
Not bad.
Triple B 29 Rob. You're entered to win a shirt, possibly, at the end of the stream. What else you guys talking about in the chat? We got 6 minutes left. What is gonna happen? Frank asking, is Jet Central doing a live stream for the draft? That would be
A question for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I have no idea.
That's a question
maybe.
to ask that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
You know, I want to tell you guys something, but I forgot what it was already. So forget it. It's fucking crazy, man. How did I forget already?
It's all right, dude. That happens to me all the time. I get to like one part of my day and I just like I'm fried. I'm just done.
Yeah, where am I?
I walked into a room.
Yeah, real talk today. So I work, for those who don't know, I work at a radio station. I run a college radio station on Long Island, and one of the kids literally fell asleep reading a book in the station. Laugh out loud funny. Like he wasn't on the air, but like he just just fell asleep. So funny.
That's fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you guys just let him sleep or did you rattle him?
No, it happened like 2 to 3 times. And like every time the kid snapped up and was like, what happened? And like, he was like genuinely like when you wake up from one of those naps and you don't know what planet you're on, like he was like, yeah, it was tremendous.
Like,
when I was younger, when I was in, I don't know if it was senior year or junior year, but I remember falling asleep in like my final class of the day. It was like 2:00. It's after lunch. You're all like tapped out, and I fell asleep. And I woke up and I grabbed both desks on either side of me, like a bookcase and a desk, and it was so loud. And the teacher's just like, "Oh, nice of you to join us." I was like, "Oh man, like I feel like such an idiot." There's like 25 people in this class, and everyone thinks I'm a moron.
It happens, dude.
Oh yeah, it happens. So, did you see in Schrader, whatever the hell his name is, draft? He had the Panthers taking the quarterback at 8. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was Fields, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it was
I could
Fields.
see
He
that.
had him take,
They didn't
and
exercise Sam's fifth-year option yet.
that's what he was saying. He said, just so you know, nobody exercised anything. So again, wouldn't that be a silly thing to trade a second, a fourth, and a sixth, and then take a quarterback? It's like insurance. I get it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
no,
everybody
I'm
gets all
okay
these
with that.
passes.
I think that's a good. I think it's a good move. Not necessarily. I mean, I hope they believe in Sam because I want to see Sam succeed there. But I think they're okay with Sam plus the fifth-year option next year, and the potential of losing those picks because you take Justin Fields, and then maybe you try to do what the Jets did with Teddy, and you try to fluff up Sam's value. Maybe you trade him before the season. Like I don't know. I could see a thought process with that.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see.
interesting. I mean, you cover your ass, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I like to compare these things to like, I always think about it like if the Jets did this. It's like everybody else can mismanage everything all over the place, but we're under a microscope. It's like
Mm-hmm.
every little, yeah, but he could have did this and this. It's like as soon as he got a second, fourth, and sixth, then like, oh, he turned down the 12th overall pick. Yeah, where was that report before he got his trade? Where was that? It's like it's
Oh
just
yeah,
funny.
did we even talk about that? That whole thing like the Jets gave like the 49ers offered like a 15th or the 12th overall pick in the Sam
No
Darnold.
chance.
No
Right?
chance. Not
It's
happened. No way that
ridiculous.
happened. No, we would have pulled
And,
that trigger in a heartbeat. That's such
right.
crap.
Right. And don't you remember 2 weeks ago when Miami made the trade with the 49ers? What was the report? That the Jets and 49ers did not speak. Now, I knew that was dumb anyway. Of course they were talking about everything. Dude, our whole coaching staff just came from there. So they're going to talk. But it's like that was the report 2 weeks ago. The Jets didn't even talk to the Niners. Now it was we turned down the 12th overall pick for the 32nd ranked quarterback in the NFL. I do not think so. But it's like, well, then you look at the Panthers and it's like they're considering taking a quarterback, or like I said, Isaiah Wilson, or the Packers trading Jordan Love. It's like everybody gets a pass around the NFL. On the Jets, no matter what we do, that's why we got to win, dude. We got to end this crap, and just win and shut the whole world up. That's what Joe Douglas's job really is.
You're absolutely right. David D., you have been qualified to win a shirt in just a few moments. We're going to pick someone off this list. Jean-Jacques Saucy. Thank you for the super chat. Says Green Bean, you're the man. We are from the same decade, early 80s.
Yeah, man. I'm
it.
actually from the early 70s, but yes, I'm with you. I grew up in the 80s, so yeah, there's that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's nice.
I like it. All right, let's give away a shirt. Someone's winning.
Yeah.
No. Do I have the shirt? Hold on, I might be able to show it again. Let me show the shirt. Someone's going to win. Now I got to open up the page again. Hold on. Pause. All right. And well, bam. Someone's going to win a shirt. The Wall Street Wilson shirt. Right now. Yeah. Right now, Wall Street Wilson. Someone's getting the shirt. All right. Chat. Give me a number 1 through 17. Give me a number 1 through 17. We're going to pick a number. We'll do the first one that shows up 3 times. That's what we'll do. And then, let's see. Oh, lots of numbers. 420. All right. 'Tis the season. All right. 420 is going to be the number. So I guess 4. Okay, I'm going to count 4. Green Bean, say up or down?
Up.
Okay, so I'm going to count 4 up, and then I'm going to count 20 down. 1, 2,
nice.
3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. So the winner of today's shirt giveaway is going to be Anders Kortson. Anders Kortson.
Anders.
Boom. Anders, you get the shirt. Congratulations. Reach out to me
Anders.
on Instagram. and I will get you your shipping information, you will get me your shipping information. I'll send you out that shirt, and hopefully it gets there before the draft, because I'd feel kind of bad if it wasn't there before the draft. But I think it will be. So
Sure.
Congratulations. All right, we have reached the end of our stream. It has been really fun. So let's go around our panel one more time with some final thoughts. Green Bean, any last words for the panel?
Just got one thing to say, and I want the Jets Nation to brace themselves. Zavin Collins at 23. Book it. That's what's really going to happen.
Matt, any last thoughts for the panel?
Stop asking about trading out of 2. Love you guys.
We're too trade happy. We're too trade happy. Boys, I'm really excited to be hanging with you draft night. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Make sure you tune in. Hang out with us. We'll be live for all the Jets picks and all our reactions. Guys, it's been a lot of fun flying with you. My name is Ryan. I've been your pilot. J-E-T-S.
No way.
Hey, and Anders stuck his address in the chat.
That's why I just.
Oh, man. That poor